Good morning, everyone. Just reviewing last night's game between West Ham United and Sheffield United, which resulted in a very disappointing 1-0 encounter. Just want to begin by sort of stating that Sheffield United are a very hard team to play against on their own patch. They've got the sixth best record in the Premiership. I think they scored 13, conceded 10, so obviously a lot of them are low scoring affairs. They're very hard to play against. They kind of get in your face. They're a very physical team, don't give you much space. So set up very well that way. And I think we did okay yesterday. I'll go into a little bit later on about the criticism that David Moyes and the team have been receiving. But I feel we kind of were pretty reasonable in our efforts. We kind of set up, obviously, under David to be very strong. Don't give them too much space. Keep it fairly compact and sort of defend well at the back and counter-attack as and when we can. And we nearly came away with a point. And I don't know why fans are saying, "Oh, we didn't deserve it. We were awful." I don't know why people summarise games in that way. I mean, how many times have we played well and not got anything? So is there what's the problem with us getting a point if we perhaps didn't deserve it? People forget we had sort of Haller put the ball in the net as well, and the goal they scored was put on a plate, really. Unfortunate error. But if we go back to the first half, obviously not much between the teams. Fabianski going off injured after 15 minutes was huge. It's a psychological blow mentally for the players and the fans as well, knowing what happened previously when he got injured. It looks like the similar injury as well. So let's see what medical news comes in next week, and hopefully it's a bit of good news, but looks very similar to the previous injury. Martin himself, who came on, has just come back from injury himself, and the goalkeeper we're trying to sign is injured. So our club at the moment is going through a very sort of highly unlucky and jinxed period, really. So I think that affected the players. And don't forget, Fredericks was injured in the previous game, and Zabaleta came on, who otherwise wouldn't have played. So that gave us a little bit of a weak link, I felt, on that side of the pitch. Noble obviously didn't have a good game, but then again, that happens in football. I don't know why fans after the Bournemouth game were raising him into the sky and saying brilliant, should always be around, we can't play without him, he's Mr. West Ham. And then last night people just gunning him down, saying why wasn't he taken off at half time, and sort of Fornals, why wasn't he brought on for Lanzini, for example, and that type of thing. You can't just take your captain off at half time. If you do that and it doesn't sort of work out, then that psychologically that can affect the relationship between the manager and the player, especially because the manager's just come through and the players trust him. They sort of trying to buy into his ideas. So things are done gradually. You can't just take drastic. I mean, we didn't know the second half Noble was going to be sort of average to poor. You don't know these things. The manager, if anything, has to give a player a chance. That's the way things work. Otherwise, the modern player is quite sensitive and can affect the relationship there. Lanzini again, very poor. He got into a couple of positions to shoot, and one or two things didn't happen. He looks 1 or 2 yards off pace. I myself think he's kind of not going to be, especially the way he played in the first Bilic season. Why we gave him a new contract is kind of beyond me. So he seems to be sort of doing 6 out of 10 performances week in, week out, really. Fornals perhaps should have started, but we don't know how Fornals is feeling medically after the Christmas run-in. We don't know things like that, so we should kind of just give David a bit of time. It's a long-term 1 to 2 year plan, and some of the comments last night were just ridiculous. Why didn't we attack them when it was 1-0? Why didn't we put 2-3 up front and go for it? Things like that just don't work out. And we should have come away with a point. I mean, VAR, it's there. We've gone through the rules overnight. It's kind of deliberate or not. As soon as you touch your hands, it's gonna be ruled out. Even though Dele Alli's hand was involved when he scored against Brighton. Liverpool's goal against Wolves, there's a handball by Van Dijk in the build-up. So these things are up in the air, and we all know how we feel regarding that. So I think we're unlucky. Keep the faith in David Moyes. It's a very tough run-in, and looking at a tough run-in, I don't think we're going to finish outside the bottom 5 come the end of the season. So it's going to be a close thing. It's important that we stick together, really, in all of this. and see how it goes. A transfer window, I think Fellaini will be a good signing, very experienced, covers the ground well, threat and set pieces, gives us a strong physical presence on the pitch. A lot of people again are having a go at why we're buying him. It's a small window. We need to get in as many different types of players as we can. So even if he comes in, doesn't mean we're not going to get 2-3 younger bodies in there. So just wait until the window closes before making any rash comments. On the media, you have a right to speak, but just wait until the window's done. Have patience with David. We can't go from the way we've been playing all year to suddenly attacking and beating Sheffield United 2-1 away. It's not going to happen. It's a step-by-step process, really. Got a tough run in. Fabianski, we'll see kind of what happens. So I think we were very unlucky. We should have come away with a point. Snodgrass played well. Haller needs to improve his movement up front. Lanzini, when he had that shot, he was waiting for Haller to get into space so he could pass it to him, but he wasn't there, and he had a good header from a Snodgrass free kick which he kind of hit into the ground. So I think we lost 1-0, conceded 1 goal in 3 games, scored kind of 8, should have been 9. Keep the faith, stop the moaning. It's a step-by-step process, and some of the people who obviously don't want David Moyes there kept quiet for 2 days and perhaps were happy last night, and their frustrations all came out, calling him clown and all those type of things. So come on, chin up, back the manager, step by step. Fornals will hopefully start next game. We need to get 2 full-backs in if we can, a couple of young pacey players through the middle, and support for Haller really, and think about their goalkeeping position. We really do need someone in ASAP. So come on, you Irons, stick together, and back Sir David.